Today's video is going to help you separate yourself from thinking. It is the first crucial step to dissolving mind identification. So please practice with me while you're here on today's video. Really give a few moments to yourself to confirm some of the things that I'm going to be guiding you towards. Close your eyes and let's begin. First and foremost, notice how the thinking is just appearing without you asking for it. Thoughts just happen. Even in this moment, if you try to stop thinking, thoughts will continue to happen. Try that right now. Create a resolve to stop thinking and see what eventually happens. Perhaps you witnessed a few moments of no thought, but eventually thought trickles in. And the content of the thought that just trickles in, that just happens without you asking for it, whatever it's saying, is not something you're choosing. It just happens. So understand that thoughts happen without your consent, without you wanting or not wanting them, and what they say is not of your choosing. The main reason we have such a difficult time separating ourselves from thinking, in understanding ourselves to be just the witness of thinking, is because we take ownership of the thinking that arises. We identify with the thinking that arises. The thinking, of course, appears to be what I am. It appears to speak as what I am. But consider this possibility for a few moments that you are not a thinker, that you do not think thoughts, that the thinking is not me or mine. Let go of identification and ownership. Instead, notice that the thinking simply appears to you. The thinking that you do not choose simply appears to you. It appears and disappears in your seeing. Let go for just this moment, this assumption that I think thoughts. Instead, see it in this way. Thoughts appear and disappear in my seeing. Instead of I am thinking, just notice that thinking appears to me. I am with or without thinking. Earlier, when you had a few moments of no thought, I still am, right? You still were. You did not disappear. Now that the thinking is happening, appearing, you still are. So I am and thinking are separate. They are not one. I am not thinking. We're letting go of ownership and identification. I simply am. I am aware. Thinking, on the other hand, appears in my seeing momentarily and disappears. Before it comes, I am. While it's here, I am. When it goes, I still am. So to dissolve identification with thought, you need to understand this mechanism of observing. To observe something, you cannot be that. Whatever you observe, you are not. Whatever you see come and go, while you do not come and go, is not what you are. This is something that you have to deeply reflect on in your practice. Of course, the thinking that appears in our experience appears to be what I am. It has a very intimate quality. But you have to, in moments of practice, completely relinquish ownership and identification. And you have to notice this one fact of observing that you are only the witness of thinking. You see its arrival and departure. You see its coming and going, arising and subsiding, while you simply remain unchanged. The awareness of one thought is not different from the awareness of another. All of those things come and go, arise and subside, arise from nothing, subside back into nothing, come from infinite potential, subside back into infinite potential. And of this, you are only the witness. Notice this unchanging I amness, this unchanging awareness, which you are, which you always are, before the thinking appears, during the thinking, and after the thinking has departed. You have to learn to sit with this and observe this and confirm this in your experience. Otherwise, thinking will have you believing that you are the thinking. Otherwise, thinking will have you swirling in a whirlwind of doubt, despair, fear, confusion, resistance. Thinking will just have you enmeshed in a world of concepts which are untrue. This is the root of your suffering. The way to dissolve identification with mind is to separate your amness from the thinkingness which appears to come and go. Silence is your friend, not your enemy. Only in silence can you really separate your amness, your awareness, from thinking. This is why the mind resists silence. But you have to mature out of this resistance to silence. You have to mature out of this addiction to words and videos and books and whatnot. The books and the videos and the talks are very helpful, but they are only as helpful as they are in their capacity to point you to practicing these things for yourself and experiencing the silence of your own awareness, in which identification with the thinking will gradually dissolve, little by little. I encourage you to go deeper on this. In order to help you to do exactly that, I have 2 resources right now. One is my self-inquiry guide, which is a free PDF document that will help you practice this teaching. Second is my School of Awakening, where you can do this work alongside a lovely community. Over there, you will get an access to an 8-week course, which will walk you through this step by step, and I will work directly with you to help you overcome your obstacles. Take advantage of those resources. I hope this video helped you. If you have any question about what we covered in today's video, comment it down below. I select your questions to answer in these types of videos. So I hope this video helped you today. I'll see you next time.